Big twist. Kody Brown's secret wedding exposed. Robyn Brown left in tears after shocking betrayal. Kody Brown, once known as the proud face of polygamy in America through the long-running TLC reality show Sister Wives, now finds himself living a life he never expected. For years, Kody was the husband of 4 women: Meri, Janelle, Christine, and Robyn Brown. Together, they built a large, unconventional family, one that fascinated millions of viewers and drew constant media attention. But after years of turmoil, emotional distance, and conflict, that family structure has completely collapsed. Kody's 3 wives, Meri, Janelle, and Christine, have all left him, and he is now solely married to Robyn, the youngest and last remaining wife. For a man who once proudly described himself as a committed polygamist, this sudden turn of events has left him struggling to redefine his identity, his marriage, and his future. Kody's life has changed in ways he never anticipated. For decades, his days were divided among multiple households, children, and responsibilities. He was constantly on the move, trying to maintain balance among 4 different wives who had distinct personalities, expectations, and emotional needs. There was chaos, but there was also structure. Each wife had her own home, and Kody would rotate between them according to a schedule. He saw this as his duty, believing that by being fair and equally present, he could make everyone feel valued. However, the emotional reality was far more complex than the schedule suggested. Over time, cracks began to appear, and resentment built up among the wives as they felt increasingly neglected, misunderstood, and overshadowed, particularly after Robyn entered the family. When Robyn Brown joined the Brown household in 2010, the dynamics began to shift dramatically. Unlike the other wives, who had spent years adapting to a shared husband and the complicated emotions that came with plural marriage, Robyn had very specific expectations. She wanted more involvement from Kody, more communication, and more control over family decisions. According to Kody, Robyn encouraged him to take charge in a different way. She wanted him to lead, but also to spend more consistent time with her and their children. Kody even admitted that Robyn provided him with an office in her home so he could be closer to her, symbolizing how intertwined their daily lives became. While Kody appreciated her support and understanding, this new closeness caused tension with his other wives, who felt he was prioritizing Robyn and abandoning the principle of fairness that was supposed to define their lifestyle. The emotional distance between Kody and his first 3 wives became increasingly visible on Sister Wives. Christine was the first to break away publicly in 2021, declaring that she could no longer stay in a marriage where she didn't feel loved or respected. Her decision was a shock to fans but also a wake-up call for the rest of the family. After Christine's departure, Kody's relationships with Meri and Janelle continued to deteriorate. The communication broke down completely, and the tension reached a point where even shared family gatherings became uncomfortable. Eventually, both Janelle and Meri decided to end their marriages as well, leaving Kody and Robyn as the only remaining couple. This new reality has not been easy for Kody. Despite the public perception that Robyn was always his favorite, Kody himself has expressed sadness and frustration over how things unfolded. In recent interviews and TLC footage, he has admitted that living as a monogamist was never his choice. He believed in plural marriage as a spiritual principle and saw it as part of his identity. Losing that way of life has left him feeling adrift, unsure of how to rebuild his sense of purpose now that the foundation he once stood on has crumbled. Kody confessed that he sometimes feels like a stranger to his own past, questioning whether the sacrifices he made for his plural family were worth it in the end. For Robyn, this shift has also brought unexpected challenges. While she once dreamed of living harmoniously with her sister wives, she now finds herself isolated in a way she never intended. She has openly cried on the show about the loneliness and guilt she feels. Many fans have blamed her for the collapse of the family, accusing her of manipulating Kody or being the root cause of division. Robyn, however, insists that she never wanted to be the only wife left. She often reflects on how things changed after the other women left and how Kody's emotional state has affected their relationship. Though she now has Kody all to herself, it hasn't brought her the happiness that people assume. Instead, she feels the weight of being the last one standing in what was once a big family full of love, chaos, and shared dreams. Kody's role within his family has transformed completely. Where he once juggled multiple relationships, schedules, and homes, he now spends every day in one household, with Robyn and their children. For years, his time was divided, and he often struggled to give each wife the attention they deserved. Now, he is a full-time husband and father in a single home. The change has been significant, forcing both him and Robyn to adjust to a new rhythm. Kody has admitted that even though this new arrangement is simpler logistically, it feels emotionally strange. He sometimes catches himself missing the busy, complex life he once led. There was always someone to visit, something to fix, or a family event to plan. Now, the quiet moments can feel heavy, filled with reflection and regret. Robyn, too, has noticed how different their relationship feels. She mentioned that Kody now checks in with her differently, not as one wife among several, but as his only partner. This means the dynamic between them has become deeper in some ways but also more pressured. Robyn is now the sole focus of Kody's emotional energy, and that comes with its own challenges. There are no longer other wives to share the emotional burden or balance out Kody's moods. When he is happy, Robyn feels it completely. When he is angry or hurt, she bears the full weight of it as well. For a couple who once functioned within a broader family system, this new level of dependence has required constant communication and patience. While some fans believe that Kody and Robyn are finally living the life they wanted, others argue that this is not the ending either of them envisioned. Kody seems nostalgic for his old life, often talking about how plural marriage gave him purpose and structure. Robyn, on the other hand, seems torn between loving Kody and missing the sisterhood she once had. What used to be a shared spiritual journey has turned into a complicated emotional survival story. Both are trying to make peace with their new reality, but it's clear that the wounds from their family's collapse still linger. Despite the chaos, Kody and Robyn continue to appear on Sister Wives, sharing glimpses of their evolving relationship. They talk openly about how their connection has deepened but also how much pain remains from losing the rest of the family. The once tightly knit polygamous household has now shrunk into a traditional two-person marriage, something Kody never thought he would experience. Yet, even in this unexpected chapter, the same themes that defined his earlier life, faith, family, loyalty, and identity, continue to shape his story. Today, Kody Brown is no longer the confident patriarch managing 4 households. He is a man in transition, learning what it means to live a monogamous life after decades of plural marriage. His journey is filled with contradictions, love mixed with loss, peace shadowed by regret. For Robyn, the reality of being the last wife standing is bittersweet. She may have Kody's undivided attention, but she also carries the emotional scars of everything that fell apart along the way. Together, they are navigating unfamiliar territory, trying to rebuild something lasting from the remnants of a dream that once defined them both.